this kind of social division that we're talking about might show up as loneliness. And we, of course, have an epidemic of loneliness these days. It's almost at epidemic levels in terms of the numbers of people who are feeling lonely, isolated, alienated, disconnected. So it might be when you're trying to talk to somebody and you just feel that sense of disconnect, that sense of alienation. You just can't understand them. You don't get them. You don't want to be around them, maybe. And of course, that doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good to us. It doesn't feel good to them. So it plays out at the level of our personal interactions with people, or sometimes even when we're alone and we simply feel alone. But it also, of course, plays out at the group level. It can play out between political ideologies where you just feel like somebody's living on another planet and you just cannot accept or agree with or understand how they possibly could believe what they believe. They're probably viewing you the exact same way with the equal amount of misunderstanding. So it plays out between religions, between political parties, between sports groups, as Rinpoche pointed out earlier. So all these different ways in which we gather as groups, kind of Rinpoche, or sorry, Richie, you mentioned earlier how we're wired to form clans, and that can be wonderful, but there's always an opposing clan, right? So it plays out at that level. It can play out at a species level, an inability to really understand what another species, for example, the suffering of animals. There is so much suffering going on with the way animals are treated in the world, the way that climate change is affecting animals, the way that what we eat affects animals. So again, just an inability to understand and to take seriously the perspective of other species. And then, of course, at the planetary level, we can see with climate change an inability or a blindness just to be attuned to the needs of our ecosystem, to the needs of the planet as a whole, or to specific subsystems within the planet. So this can go all the way from the biology and molecules in our brain to how the entire planet is functioning. And we can see this and we can relate to this in an unhealthy way, as Rinpoche talked about earlier, but hopefully we can widen that perspective, loosen up that contracted mind so that we can begin to do this in a more healthy way.